Yeah, it doesn't, they took them out when they did this.
Good morning. Today is Wednesday, September the 9th. It is 8:45 in the morning. We are at 114 West Buffington. I do note that on the agenda it says 2019, should say 2020. Sheree, did you get that? Sorry, I didn't catch it before I signed it. Agenda item number 1, call the meeting to order. That has been done. Agenda item number 2, consider and hear any protest to a proposed replat of Huntsville West 22 subdivision, lot 78, block 4, recorded volume 698, page 225, RP, RG, CT, located in precinct 1. Took 2 years just to find it in the document. So, Mr. Walker, you want to tell us what's before us?
Good morning, everyone. This is a 3-acre lot in that subdivision the judge mentioned. This is the Harrison Bracewell, that little neighborhood up there off of 1696. It is family owned. 2 houses are already there, but I believe it's the parents and the son live there, and they would like to divide the property so the son can have his own title and everything. It's a little bit of an unusual situation because normally for a subdivision that didn't have public water, we require a minimum of 2-acre lots. These, if the split of the 3-acre tract, it'll be 1.5 acres each. However, this is one of the old Darrell Hall subdivisions. When he built this subdivision originally, he put in a well and a small water system and sufficient to provide water for the first 5 or 6 fires. And it happens that the grandparents' house is one of those that has water from Darrell Hall as well. So they're not having to drill a new well. They will have water through a community system, and that's actually what our document calls for, a community water supply. So they meet our criteria. So we're recommending that the replat be approved. I'll be glad to take any questions.
Commissioner Ballard, it's in your precinct. Do you have any thoughts or comments on this?
No, I have no problem with this replat.
This won't cause us an issue down the road if the grandparents pass on and the survivor sells that property or something?
I don't believe so. Again, it'll be separate title.
Right.
But that's the purpose, and I think they may be thinking ahead that at some point in time, they may want to sell the grandparents' house. And I think he's trying to get a position to be able to do that.
Okay.
So I think we'll be okay from that standpoint.
Okay.
I think in the future, there is a public water system in that area.
Yeah.
So if need be, anything ever happened,
They could attach to that.
I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
But that gives them a second
We've run
op-
into this before where Mr. Hall put in like a starter system for some of his subdivisions.
Sure.
I guess on a marketing thing to get people, to move in, and you start getting some houses going up, and it's easier to sell the rest of the property. But they're small systems.
Okay.
Meets the criteria. Okay.
Are there any public comments regarding the Huntsville West 22 subdivision? No other comments? Anything else, Mr. Walker? Thank you, sir. We'll now go to agenda item number 3, consider and hear any public comments regarding the proposed county clerk's records archive plan for FY 2021 pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 118.025. See attachment number 3. Good morning, Ms. Vanessa.
Good morning, Commissioners. We're here today for a public hearing on the proposed County Clerk's Records Archive Plan. I am required by law to present a plan to you every year around budget time, before the budget is approved, for any projects that I feel that might need some attention. I just wanted to reference last year's archive plan, and I'm very pleased to report that all of those have been completed. I just want to kind of run down the list of things that have been done. So the first one on my list was to scan, index, and digitize old marriage records. Those have been done. And the books have been completed, and they should be arrived next Monday. And I've been informed there are 42 books total that were done. So, and I had them in here last week with the pretty maroon covers on them. Scan, index, and digitize old birth and death records. That is still kind of an ongoing process because we don't want to send those records out because they are, confidential and they need to stay in-house. So we're scanning those in-house as we go. And we've made great progress. The birth records we have now are up to, I think, 1976. And moving forward, we didn't start computerizing them until about 2005. So there's that gap between 1976 and 2005 we're trying to fill, but anything earlier than that has been scanned.
Okay.
So
Anything
when
earlier
that-
than 76?
1976.
Okay.
Yes, so anything 2005 and present we already have, and anything 1976 and earlier we have scanned.
Okay.
Okay, scan, index, and digitize birth and death records from the city of Navasota. Those were all the vital records that we received from the city of Navasota. Those all have been scanned, and we have that. Scan, index, and digitize old probate records. That group from Family Search has completed that project, and I expect to get those digital images soon. Scan and index and restore old marriage records from the 1800s. That is being done as we speak. We've gotten the first 5 done, and I'm going to be coming to you today to do the next 5. Scan, index, and preserve original marriage licenses. Those have been done. Scan, index, and digitize subdivision plats. All plats have been digitally scanned and placed in brand new sleeves in brand new plat cabinets. Organize and plan for record storage in the new facility. I'm working with Al Peeler on that. Develop a storage plan for older records housed in the old jail, and then move deed records out of the elections office, which have been done. And they are in the Road and Bridge building, where Lucy used to keep her election equipment. So moving forward on my new archive plan, these are the projects that I am proposing. One is to scan, index, and digitize and preserve Commissioner Court record books, which I brought 2 of them with me today. There's 5 that we're going to start on, because these are the oldest in the worst condition. Scan, index, and digitize and preserve probate record books. That has not started, so that would be something that we would be looking forward to doing in the near future. Purchase archival storage boxes to store old criminal case files. So all of our old criminal case files are stored like this. I have about 60 drawers full of these. So once we move into the new building, I'm going to put them in these archival boxes that kind of look like this. We can get bigger ones that will fit more in them. So that'll be on my proposal for.
Is that something, are these documents that you just talked about, is this something we are required to keep?
Yes,
or
these are permanent records.
Okay.
These are misdemeanor cases that date back to, God knows when. So we are required to keep these. These are not something that can be destroyed.
Okay.
Because you never know when you may have to go back and reference a case. We get requests for, searches of old cases sometimes. And so we have to make them available. Once they've not been scanned, I think some of them may be on microfilm, but the quality is very poor. It's hard to read them. And microfilm scanners are kind of obsolete now.
Yeah.
And I only have like one good working one in my office. So that's the archive boxes. Purchase record book shelving for the new record storage facility, so that's something that I'm going to look into. Purchasing a new microfilm cabinet. I want to get a bigger one because some of our microfilm was just being stored in boxes and not properly stored in a climate control cabinet. Purchase record book shelving for the new county clerk's office research room. So we will have a research room in the new building. And it would be nice to have new shelving in a new building as opposed to old 100-year-old shelving in a new building. But, you know, I don't even know if it could be transported because it's kind of like built in. So it's very heavy. Develop a plan for vital record storage in the new county clerk's office. So all vital records, that means birth and death records, must be stored in a locked room, locked storage room. And we do have a storage room in the new building that will be locked. And so once again, currently all the birth and death records are being stored like this in these little shelves, all folded up. So my plan is to put them in these boxes for now with them labeled by year until we can get the funds to put them in books. But for right now, this is a good alternative because this is waterproof and it will, it's pretty sturdy. Okay? And then the last one is develop a plan for archiving and storing the old record books currently located in the old Road and Bridge building, which means, moving them into that new storage facility that we plan on building behind the new building. We do have a record archives fee that we do charge, which is $10 per document that we record in our office. All of those funds do go into a special records archive fund that is only for, preserving records of the county, for the county clerk. And the auditor's office.
Just for the county clerk?
Only for the county clerk. This is not the same as records management, it's
Okay.
records archive, yes sir. And it's in the statute. And right now we average about $7,000 a month. It could vary a little more or a little less depending on the volume we get. But based on that, plus we do have a fund balance in that account. And so I'm always keeping in contact with the auditors on that as far as, how much money is in there, how much do we have left, that kind of thing.
What fund is it?
And they have looked at this. So at the back of the plan is just kind of a price list of all the projects that I have proposed. We don't have to do all of them because some are kind of pricey, the shelving especially. But I wanted to concentrate on the Commissioner's Court books, the additional marriage books, and archival boxes. Those are my top 3 priorities.
Archival boxes, large and small?
Large and small. I would like to use the small ones for the vital records and the large ones for the criminal records. That way we can just get more in a box and not have to buy as many boxes. This is just an average guessing how many. We may not need 50 boxes. We may only need half that.
Okay.
Because depending on exactly how much we can get in a box. But we have 80 of these for vital records, and we're probably going to need at least one box for each drawer. They're pretty full.
What fund is it?
I'm sorry?
What is your fund?
This is Fund 54. Records Archive is Fund 54. I'm sorry.
Do you know what the balance of that fund is?
I think the fund balance is about $300,000.
No, because at the end of 2019, there was $9,300 in
Oh, I
there.
thought that was Fund 21. I keep getting those two confused. Okay.
No, so, I don't know, I haven't
Well,
looked
are
to
you
see
talking
how
about
much you
budget balance or fund balance?
No, fund balance at the end of 2019
Okay.
was $93.99.
Okay.
And we did budget that for you to spend.
Yes.
In this year's budget, but I don't know if you spent all of that or not.
In this year,
No, I did
in
not.
this year's
Well, we're
20,
still being billed for these other projects that are completing, so we'll probably
You have
still
to
get
raise
some
your
more
hand.
bills from them for that, so. All right.
when you say this year's budget, this 2020 or 2021?
2020.
2020.
Yeah,
Okay.
2020.
So are any of these dollars budgeted in the 21 budget that
No.
you submitted?
No, not currently, because at the time that I submitted my budget, which was, several months ago,
Yes.
I did not have these estimates yet. But this is on the agenda for Commissioners Court to
Okay.
approve so basically right now, this is just a public hearing to hear any comments from the public. But I wanted to make y'all aware of what's going on.
Sure.
In between, do you think we could get the fund balance?
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any other public comments? Are there any other public comments? Hearing none, we'll go to agenda item number 4. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'm going to adjourn.
Second.
There's a motion before the court on agenda item number 4 by Commissioner Dobianski, seconded by Commissioner Walker. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Public hearing is now closed.